Hi everybody, and welcome to another edition of First Person, sponsored by the Precision Strip Company in Minster, Ohio. Great place to work. We talk about it all the time, whether you're starting, whether you're changing, whether you're finishing a career. They'd probably like to know about you because they're always looking for good people. Check them out online, give them a call, or maybe show up and knock on the door. Make them aware that you're out there, and I'm sure they'd like to meet and know more about you. Anyway, the Precision Strip Company in Minster, Ohio sponsors the First Person now for 3 years on PressProsMagazine.com. One of the best stories that we hear about every week is the 4-2 Minster Wildcats, and Seth Whiting, the head coach of the Wildcats, is our guest this week. And you know, I go back, Coach, because you and I met in July of last year. I looked at my notes this week, and we talked about when you took the job, about a young football team building, getting kids to believe, getting kids to commit, to compete. You've had a little bit of, apparently, a lot of that go on this year, because here you are sitting with a winning record, and people are talking about you in the MAC. That's never a bad thing.
No, we're real happy with our kids and the work they put in and where they're growing into right now, but we're still awfully young and making a lot of awfully young mistakes.
Well, I understand the young part, I understand the mistakes part, but I do want to go back and talk about our conversation last year when you said, hey, one of the biggest challenges, and I'm paraphrasing, one of the biggest challenges is just to get kids to believe that all of this is possible. We're young. We got a freshman quarterback. We got a lot of young kids playing for the first time in varsity football, but we got to make kids believe. Tell us a little bit about that process.
Yeah, I think any time that you come in and take a program over, you got to get people to buy into what it is that you want to do or how you want that program to function. And obviously Minster had a lot of previous success, so doing things different than the way they had done before, I knew was going to have its fair share of headaches. And then you know, we went through the adversity of last year with all the injuries. I've never experienced a season with that many injuries, and it wasn't, you know, little soft tissue things, it was broken collarbones and ACLs, and but obviously going through and struggling like that, you get concerned. You know, are the kids going to buy into what we're doing? And we jumped into the off season as soon as we could, and the kids were excellent.
I think what's the most impressive thing, you lost on opening night to a very good Fort Laramie team. I mean, that's a team that is experienced. They've got a staff there that's been a while, so they're pretty well grounded in what they do. But since that time, 4-1 over the last 5 weeks, and that does have people saying, hey, wow, you know, this program has come a long way in a hurry under Coach Whiting and his staff. Those kids are obviously working very hard.
Right, yeah. Week 1 was very frustrating because we had some opportunities that we let slip, and you know, we had some special teams errors, and they capitalized on it and took the game from us. So, you know, hats off to them, and you know, it was a fun night, but we got to grow from it. And going into the next week, we knew Graham was a major challenge because, you know, you go in and drop that one, now you're 0-2 again. You got to go to Marion, and then, you know, you really start to get concerned about that buy-in. But our kids never blinked. You know, they played a great second half against Graham, pulled that game out. You know, Marion's Marion. You know, we mix having a bad night with playing a team of that caliber, and they don't make mistakes. They're so well coached, and you know, it's a really good football program.
I was just going to say and add to the conversation that, you know, there's people who read about the MAC on Press Pros all over the state of Ohio, Northeast, Northwest, Southeast, Central Ohio. And I'm sure people are up there, because we've had a couple of people that have written in and say, I see where Minster's making, you know, from where they were last year. Tell us a little bit about Minster. We'll be covering Minster, and we will be here very soon. Tell us a little bit about Minster, and you know, when you play in this league and you're 4-2 in the midway point of the league, or a little bit past, that's not to be taken lightly. That gets people's attention.
Yeah, this is a really fun league to coach in, because there's no chance to ever relax. Everybody's so well coached. You know, even teams in the MAC that might not be having a great year in and year out, take those teams and put them in some other conferences, and they're dominating. So it's a really fun conference to coach in. It's a huge challenge every week, and it makes you better as a coach, because if you're not really getting after it, you know, you can get out coached every week here. So,
you know what, somebody told me one time, they may not be having a good year this year, but they're planning on having one very soon, and they're coaching like it.
Right, no, they are, and it's I tell people this all the time from back where I was from. It's so fun to coach here because it's a fight every week. There is no weekend off. There is no easy time. It's a fight every week, and I think that's exciting.
Seth Whiting, our guest this week on First Person, the head football coach at Minster, as we sit here this week 4-2 and preparing for Parkway. But I want to take a moment, and it's a team game, and nobody really likes to say, hey, this person, we wouldn't be here without this person or that person. But you've got 2 or 3 leaders, kids who are beginning to statistically emerge as people that you can lean on, and take a minute and talk about a little bit about the makeup of your team and what's gotten you to where you are.
The main one that everybody jumps to obviously is Brogan Steffi. He's an outstanding young man. He's fun to coach. He's a good kid. Works his tail off. He's good in the classroom. He's good in the weight room. He's good on the practice field. He's a good kid. He's a fun kid to coach. But everybody sees the numbers and everything, but that stuff doesn't happen without the other kids.
I know
so we have, we've moved some of our linemen around to try to fix some holes because we were struggling there a little bit, and that caused our skill guys to take a beating sometimes. But the linemen have started to gel, and they work so hard every day. And then you got kids like James Niemeyer and Devin Webker and Chase Kaus and Connor Schmeezing and Justin Bergman and our tight ends, Charlie Schmeezing and Brady Wolf. All those kids do such a great job. But statistically, obviously, the ones that stick out, Brogan has played very wide. He's thrown for a little over 1,100 yards, and he's got 500 or 600 yards rushing. James Niemeyer is outstanding for us at receiver. He's got, I think, 30 or 35 catches, something like that. And our other outside guy, Devin Webker's really talented, and they're both playing really well on defense for us too.
One of the best things about football, you have put yourself in a position, and we were talking about this last week, of playing meaningful games in week 7, 8, 9, and 10. Obviously, you're in a position now to play in the postseason, but you got meaningful games. You want to finish strong. You've got some big people ahead of you here yet to play. So this makes it a little bit more fun when you can come in and easier to sell football when you can say, hey, we've got meaningful games here. It's not 1-9 or 2-8. It's
right.
We're in the mix of things.
Yeah, it's exciting every day to come in and work. And our kids are really focused on 1-0. Our goal's 1-0 every week. So, we're focused on Eddie Nichols and the quarterback Parkway Scott, and they got some good skill kids that run around and play. So our focus is solely on that. But I'd be lying if I didn't say, personally or coaching staff wise, we don't look and say, hey, if we can, really play well and put ourselves in position for some big games. But like I said, it's 1-0 every week. We got to get by Parkway, and then after Parkway stands Delphos St. John's, and the history of Delphos St. John's. There's no that program has a crazy history, and it's
when you least suspect.
All right.
When you least suspect.
1-0.
We talked about culture of football the other night on the Monday Night Huddle show, and I know I drove by here the other night. Your junior high kids are out here practicing. Mm-hmm. It's impressive that success begets success because you got kids involved in football here and playing football. A lot of people would like to have that scenario that you've got because it's not that way every place, and there are people concerned about it. But right here now, what you're doing on Friday nights here under the lights are obviously getting the attention of kids in the hallway.
Right, we got to continue to build our high school numbers up a little bit, but right now 7 through 12 we have right around 100 kids, a little over 100 playing, and then Jamie Mesher and a lot of the community dads that run a youth program here, and I think our number, I want to say it's 2nd through 6th grade maybe, is at 78, or it might be 1st through 6th grade, but there's 78 to 80 kids out there getting work and doing skill stuff every Saturday morning. Our community is excellent about being involved and trying to continue to grow, not just football, but push all the sports that our school offers. So.
Getting indoctrinated a little bit.
Right?
Indoctrination is good.
There was somebody told me a crazy stat when I took this job. It's something like 98 or 99% of the kids in this school district are involved in an extracurricular activity, be it sports, be it band, whatever it might be. But it's awesome to see our kids get out and go do stuff.
Everybody does something.
Right.
Coach, we're very pleased for you. This like I said when we opened, it is a story that people are talking more and more about. People are happy for you. People are pleased. And of course, this is a conference that takes great pride in every one of its members showing up to play on Friday night. So congrats on the start. Best of luck. Stay
Thanks.
healthy. That helps.
Congrats goes to our kids, man. They're
That
playing their
helps.
tails
And
off.
by the way, I can't get away without mentioning the beard. I'm a big fan. You don't see that much on the
Don't
side
tell
on
my
a
mom and
Friday
dad,
night.
Yeah, they try to get me to shave this thing off all the time.
You got to be popular during the holidays, around the house, at least leave your own kids.
Yeah.
Is that dad or you know who?
Right?
All right, that wraps up this week's edition of First Person with the coach of the Minster Wildcats, that being Seth Whiting, sponsored again by the Precision Strip Company here in Minster. A great place to work. Check them out to start, change, or finish your career. And of course, as we say all the time, we could not do this without your support at home. We certainly appreciate all the support and the people who write in and tell us what they like about Press Pros and when can you be here and when can you see our team and when will our coach be on First Person. You never know. Anyway, for Coach Whiting and Precision Strip, we thank you for that kind of support. We appreciate you being out there. We wish you a great football weekend. Temperature's going to drop a little bit. It's going to feel like football weather this weekend. Be safe. Have a great time out there at a game this Friday night. We'll see you again next time with another edition of First Person.